Alright guys, quick overview here since all I've been doing is posting up short clips. I've been driving this every single day since I finished it, and I haven't really had an issue at all. Other than that funky ground which I moved, everything has been doing awesome since then. I've been adding a little bit of boost. I can't remember the last time when I did the video here where I show everything, but while I was driving I went 5 pounds right away, and then I went right to 10 pounds, and I pretty much ran out of wastegate spring pressure. It was opening up no matter what, so I took the wastegate out and threw another spring in there, so it has 2 springs in it to help it out, 2 lighter springs, and it's running 12 pounds with just the spring. And then what I did is I took a, let me get a light, let me get old Buzzy Glare Master 6000. I got this compressor regulator here that I had laying around because I threw the extra spring in, the boost controller, the wastegate down there. I threw an extra spring in, and I was nervous to just, when it was making 5 pounds, I knew that the spring would not be that strong, and what I actually did was, it was making 5 psi with that reference connected right there, goes down to the wastegate, down through there. Anyway, all I did was I just unplugged that reference, straight up unplugged it and plugged the port. So it went to about 10 pounds with no reference at all. So I crushed another spring in there, and then I didn't want to unplug it for fear of it going to straight to 20. I don't have methanol on the car or anything, just pump gas, 91 to 93, whatever around here. And after all of that, it was running about 12 pounds with the other spring in it, so I wanted to creep up on it a little bit more, so I hooked up this compressor regulator, and that's off the vacuum tree, and it's just adding pressure to the top of the wastegate right there. This line was a little long, but I didn't want to cut it because I wasn't sure if I was going to keep using it, so I just hooped it around here a little bit. But that's it for that. I just added a tiny bit of pressure to the top, and it went right to 14 pounds. And it's starting to roll pretty good now. I have about 14 degrees of timing into it, so I didn't want to up the timing on low boost because you don't have a whole lot of ignition resolution on the table. It tops out at like 7 pounds of boost, so you don't want to add timing and then one day crank your boost and then have like 20 degrees of timing in. So I figured I'd just keep upping the boost a little bit. Other than that, it's doing great. 14 pounds and 14 degrees here. It's really starting to feel pretty quick. I just uploaded a video of doing a quick acceleration run, and it's really starting to rip pretty good. I'm pretty jaded. Me and my friends seem to be pretty jaded now, and you turbo it on low boost and it's fast for a lot of people, and we're like, it could be better. And then I think I showed this before. This was pretty cool. I'm not even sure what it's off of, but this lower hose, Jesus, this is terrible. There we go. This rad has a 1.75 inch on the bottom, and the LS water pump is like 1.5 inch, and I found this at AutoZone. I cut it. You can see I cut it a little short, but it has like the perfect bend I needed, so I ended up doing that instead of a flex hose because the flex hoses were being a bitch. On my high-speed run there, it wasn't that this particular nut. Man, I'm having trouble speaking. The nut blew out of this, so the car was actually whistling, sucking vacuum through there. So loud I could hear it over the exhaust and everything, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? It sounds like a vacuum leak. And then, yeah, the car was like driving itself a little bit and hanging at like 1100, and then when I just let it idle and I found that and stuck my finger on it, it instantly went to like 400 and then fixed itself. Also, not sure what else I missed. I have the Corvette bracket on here, and I got this guy spaced out with some suspension bushings I had laying around, 1.5 inches. Yeah, the belt is like awesome. 6,600 RPM it's been hitting, no problems. I did, let's see what I got here. Jump in the car, swing all over the place, sorry guys. I put my Y-band in the dash, and then also what we've been doing is, I think my heater core leaks a little bit. See the brown stains there? Beautiful, very nice. Pin 55 is the EGR position voltage, and what I did is I put my Y-band to key on, and then I put the Y-band output into the EGR pin, so you can actually data log and see the wideband air fuel. right in on the stock computer without having any specialty stuff. And everything's been doing pretty good. I'm going to take the shifter off, and me and my friend are going to put drink holders. I'm going to get like single cup drink holders for the sides, one on each side. We're going to nut and bolt it in there. And then I'm going to hook up the park safety neutral whatever switch wire, and then those are the backup lights. So I'll wire all that up because I do want to put this car into drag week, so I am going to do more what you would call safety equipment than normal, I guess. I actually want to have my friend put a 6 or a 10 point cage in, so it's good for like 10-0, and get the car to, you know, foot brake decent 10-second times, and just race it and have it pass tech and everything. But I always wanted to do drag week, and we went and checked it out, and I got new wipers. Mint. Nice minty fresh wipers. Everything else has been doing really good. The 044 has been hanging in there. I put a giant tranny cooler in the fender well here from up underneath, and it has a fan on it. I haven't even wired the fan yet. So trans temps, even with me beating the shit out of it and trying as hard as I can to get it hot, I've only gotten to about 180, which is awesome. So I may not wire the fan until it gets hotter, or, you know, for no reason just hook it up one day. But I just wanted to see how it did without that. Other than that, this On3 76mm has been doing great. I really like it because it's physically much smaller than the GT45. It's easier to fit somewhere. It has a standard 3-inch V-band downpipe, which is nice, and it has a 2.5-inch outlet. The GT45 is like a 3.5 to 375 outlet. It's kind of annoying to always reduce or knock up your pipes up and down to make it fit, and then the downpipe for a GT45 is a pain in the ass, because it's like a non-standard 3-point whatever, not even anything normal. It sucks. So I just got a regular 3-inch V-band. While it doesn't fit perfectly, it fits fine and doesn't leak a drop with some no-name 3-incher on there. It didn't even come with the turbo, so that is all nice. Other than that, everything's been working great. I put a IAT sensor in the freeze-out plug there. My friend hammered a freeze-out plug into the intake, so I drilled a hole. The freeze-out plug sits like, this is like the total height of the EGR, and then the freeze-out plug goes about halfway in. So what I ended up doing is I put the plastic IAT sensor in from like a Blazer. That's what we always do. And then I put a hose clamp around it after it was through the metal on the bottom, so it can't move or pull up or in or out. And then I RTV'd it a little, and then put a big socket over the top of it and just hammered it down with my hand, and then plugged it in, and it has been fine so far. That's another thing. And then I dusted the intercooler the other day. Man, it's nice. It really hides that shit. This stuff sticks out like platinum jewelry, and it has like red couplers, and everything's chrome colored, and you just dust it with a little bit of paint I have laying around, and it goes like full-on incognito. Yeah, there's the wires for the tranny cooler. I just have them hanging out of the front there. Right there. That's for the fan on the transmission cooler. But other than that, that's what I have for now. Let me know if you guys have any questions or anything for now. I think we might even drag race this, maybe. I think we're going to take the Firebird Sunday instead, and then just take this to Ocean City. I guess we'll be down there. If you guys will be down there, you can look for this piece of shit and say hi. And I think we're going to videotape a lot of our drive and stuff just for fun if anything funny happens on the way to Ocean City. But I think I'll leave the Boost go for now and complete my Ocean City cruise / reliability test right away after just getting it running, and then we'll see how it's doing. Hopefully my heater core doesn't want to leak anymore. I don't really want to replace the heater core before I go, and I don't want it to piss all over the floor, so I guess I'll just keep a short piece of hose where I can bypass that if it wants to leak massively on my trip. But that's it for now.